paid for it, and you know, at the time I need the money, but you know, right now I'd rather just be at home and take the hit. You know, at least my family ain't suffering for me being gone, you know, and it's only $200, you know. Like, it's one of those things like, like how much is your peace of mind fucking worth to you, you know? That's where I'm at with that. My peace of mind is worth way more than $200.
We will triumph. Obey the testament of Merildar. Take your leave. The Empire's light will banish the darkness.
out to the car. Yo, I'm back.
Yo.
Yo, I sent you some text messages while I was on the pooper.
Oh shit, dude, you were talking to me with your butthole out?
Fuck yeah, dude. It's the best time to text my homies. Don't you do that? I'm pretty sure you've messaged me back while you're taking a shit.
Most of the time, that's the only time I find the fucking respite in my life where I can respond to people.
Yeah, dude. I know. Unless it's like I'm responding to my wife or something, like.
Yeah, she'll text me, I'll just fucking call her. I'll just be like, I'm not fucking with this. Like, what do you want? Just talk about it.
Sometimes it's not convenient for me to call Miranda because she can't always answer her phone while she's at work. But like if she needs to vent to me about shit or whatever that's going on at work, like I always make sure to answer that. But like sometimes I'll put off my homies until like I'm in the car or taking a shit because I also can't be on my phone constantly while I'm working. But yeah.
Dude, my week has been like the worst thing I've had all year. The start of that last job in like January got my shit pushed in.
What are you doing now?
I'm doing, so my last job I took a promotion, I guess, in my career progression from cloud engineer to cloud architect. And I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, dude. And I ran like a project into the ground. And dude, it was, I you know what I mean? Like I just not ready for that job. And that's what I told him too.
That's the job that you just quit?
Yeah. Now I bumped back down. Now I'm a senior cloud engineer at another company. But yeah, no, like you even about like.
You work remote, right?
Yeah.
See, I want to know what it takes to do something like that, because like I've been considering like paying for boot.dev classes.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like my whole thing is I don't know if those are like accredited. I know they're like college level programming classes and shit. So like,
unless they're coming from a university, almost none of them are like accredited. Right? Like the one thing I've seen, like, so for example, I went through one of those, except mine was like affiliated. It was run by Microsoft and affiliated with the DoD. So like, boot.dev
is like, I mean, there's a lot of creators that are being
what, do they do job placement shit?
No, it's just like an online school that teaches. It's set up like an RPG and teaches you how to fucking learn programming languages.
That's really cool.
Like you complete quests and level up and put talents and shit in and get achievements and shit. And I was like, and it's like fucking it's like $25 a class. And they teach you how to, like, you do Python, C++, all those fucking languages that are required these days for programming things. And I want to know, like, if I fucking pay for that shit, like, one class at a time, you know what I'm saying? And eventually, like, rack up my shit to where I am very, like, I probably could get a job doing something like that. Would that, like the certificates for those classes alone, be able to land me that job if I don't have a degree in like computer science?
Yeah, there's definitely no guarantees with that stuff. But what I've usually noticed, like, I don't do like the coding I do is more like automation and scripting and things like that. But as far as like app dev interviews and stuff go, they usually do things like, have you heard of like LeetCode?
Have I heard of what?
This website called LeetCode.
No.
So it really all it is just this like little platform that you can do. It's just got like rapid fire like algorithm questions, and you can answer them in the programming language of your choice. And usually, like if you're doing like a programming interview, they'll like ask you to be like, hey, like, you know, here's an array of 10 numbers that are not ordered. I want you to write the most efficient algorithm to sort them, or something like that, and they'll like just watch you do that.
It's too
So like,
far away.
I say that to say like, it's not necessarily the boot camp that gets you the job. It's like if you actually like absorb the material and you are like a hotshot at programming, like that's what makes the stand out above and beyond. Also, just fucking knowing someone is like that's really what it is. Because IT's tough right now, dude. Like if you're like trying to break into IT, it gets a little tough. So it depends like what industry you're trying to get into and so because like you say like all the required programming languages, like you really only need to specialize in one and kind of just and it depends on like the type of stack you're trying to get into. Like if you're trying to get into game development, you know that very well might be C++ or C# or something like that. If you're doing web development, you're gonna be doing like JavaScript and TypeScript.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to do like web development, and honestly, if I could be like a web developer for Island Root, like, cause I know that he's got somebody who does it, but they like just like our website is the most basic fucking shit.
So,
and I know that if he had somebody, because I know Java, I finished Grasshopper, so like I can fucking, as far as I know, I can do as anything as far as like what Grasshopper can teach. But that when I was looking at boot.dev is I believe I could expand on that.
Yeah, for sure, and really it's like. So honestly, like what you're talking there, like with like, you know, small businesses and just trying to like shape up their website, like it's never like those things aren't necessarily things you can get hired on full time to be like their web designer, but it's like, so what I've actually considered, I've just lost, dude, I don't know, like with like how much work's burnt me out and just doing it all day for a living and stuff, like I've lost my juice a little bit this year, but like I've been like toying around with the idea of doing the same thing, like look around local where I'm at and be like, who has just a shitty website? Like I'm not a hot shot at websites, but I know enough to like look at something and be like, I can do that better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like just be like, hey, like I said for my first couple ones, I'll be like, hey, just trust me with it. Let me give you a design, things like that. And if you accept it, I'm just gonna advertise that in my portfolio. You know, and you throw a couple of those in like you design your own portfolio website and you give it like a, you know, like an Antoine.dev or some shit, you know what I mean, or TwanBoy.dev or whatever domain you want it, and then you can kind of demonstrate like, look, I bought a domain, I pointed at my website, I built the website, I deployed the website, look at me, and you put that on your resume and shit, like your URL of your stuff. It's kind of like how a lot of IT things will go like, but then as you start like kind of getting chops and you can actually show people like, look, these are the, you know, this is the website I did for Island Root and for, you know, yada yada and yada yada. They'd be like, damn, that's what's up, dude. Like, I'll pay you fucking $1,500 to fucking like do like a whole storefront for me, you know. And then as you get better at that shit, like you can actually knock them out super fast, and then it actually becomes like worth your time for that type of money, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's not really about the boot, because I did this thing called the Microsoft Software Systems Academy, and I learned all about.
You did this thing called what? Say that again.
Microsoft Software and Systems Academy.
Okay. Was that like a private school?
No, so it's a like a certificate program that was hosted through Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. And it was like an undergrad certificate equivalent, like educationally, but it was basically a program that was like split between like Microsoft personnel and like Embry-Riddle personnel, and like half of it was like just professional development shit, like. Because especially when you're in the military, you don't know how to do any adult stuff, like how to write a resume, how to interview, how to tie a tie, you know, that type of shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Honestly, it was useful for me because seriously, I was sitting there almost a 30-year-old man not knowing how to do any of that shit. So like, that was useful, honestly. But like, the other half of the class was all like, it was a couple college classes in like C#, web development. So we were using like ASP.NET and developing these like kind of like full stack web servers and things like that. We're using SQL to, you know, like do transactions into a database, and then we were persisting the whole website to Azure, which is what I work in now. Is mostly I just work in the Azure cloud and all that type of jazz. But more like what I'm more, like, I guess like the way to explain, like I'm more responsible for the infrastructure and deployment and automation of the deployment of a website than the development of the website itself. That's
okay.
Like, I guess what I do. So let's say like a developer like writes code, like you have a team of 5 developers writing code on a web app, right? You have a little something, I don't know. and they have like a little system in GitHub, and like one of them pushes code for the day, and it gets approved. So what that'll do is I'll set up an automatic process, which is like a series of bash scripts that'll kind of build the program. So it'll go through like compiling it from code on like a container, and then it'll drop the executable for the new build in like a cloud folder, and then we grab that from the cloud folder and then deploy it as the new website. And that all happens like automatically behind the scenes as the developer goes like, okay, I approve.
I don't
this,
have
or
a
something like that.
target.
And that's
Yeah,
because
they write it to do that.
I need to get
Yep.
closer.
Well, yeah, and that's actually what DevOps is. If you've ever heard of DevOps, I don't know if you're.
No, I honestly just recently thought of considering doing something in that field because I feel like I would enjoy it and it'd be worth my while. And with this, like, I wouldn't have to like go all the way back to school, but it'd be like I was taking college classes at home.
Yeah, it's like a certificate level. Like you don't have to go
Yeah.
get a bachelor's or an associate's, but you just need to do a couple months worth of type of shit, and that's like way more like appealing. And I think like that type of I encourage anyone to do that stuff because dude, IT is getting nothing but easier. It really is. Like,
And
for example,
everybody
like, when I was-
IT is like a necessity these days too.
It really is, and like there's this thread of automation, but dude, I work with AI every day. I work with a team that like implements AI, and that shit is not replacing anyone that has logic. So
I know, dude. AI is the whole reason why I got fucked over by Facebook.
That does suck. Well, in its defense, like using like large language models like ChatGPT, like I can like, for example, if I need code, right, I can explain in English like, hey, I need a piece of Terraform that deploys like three servers, joins them to a domain, and then gives them like a public IP address or some shit like that, right? I can like say like, hey, please write me out something like that, and it'll never give me 100%.
It'll give you a
solution.
rough draft though.
Yeah, it
You
gives me
are
enough
an
so I'm not fucking
outsider,
starting
yes?
from scratch and like going to websites. and
Obey
copying
the
and pasting
testament of
shit. So, like,
Meryldar.
it just speeds you up.
So,
But that's what
okay.
I'm saying. Like it's easier than ever to do that because you could go like, you could be like, how does JavaScript like work do this behind the scenes or something like that, and then it'll explain it to you in a code. And you're like, oh shit, that's how that works. At least most of the way, you know. If you use it the right way, it's a pretty useful tool. But it is prone to errors, and I think people take it as gospel, and it's fucking crazy. You want to know what's crazy? So I'm doing this Cub Scout leader crap for the kids pack, and I had to go to this like council kickoff like a couple months ago where like all the Cub Scout packs in like Eastern North Carolina come together and they get all the info, and it's a bunch of dinosaurs in like scout uniforms, dude. It is the weirdest shit.
Oh yeah, because Boy Scout BSA is co-ed now, ain't it?
Yeah, thank God, because Girl Scouts is super gay.
Yeah, Girl Scouts, they didn't even fucking do anything except sell cookies and go
We go
camping.
camping like every fucking month, dude. We actually do. We do like a hardcore one in January. We do the polar bear camp out, and you get a badge if you stay overnight because a lot of people bitch out because it goes below freezing that night. But we plan it just for that night. You know what I mean? Like the coldest night of the year. So it's so fun, dude, and the girls love it. Like they love being outside.
Oh, so you're like the fucking scout leader.
Yeah.
You're like fucking Mr. Richardson.
Yeah. Well, I'm not the Cub Master. I'm the committee chair, so I'm like the nerd behind the scenes. Our Cub Master.
So you're
he's
kind of like what Chapman was.
I don't remember who that is, but maybe.
Chapman used to be real tight with Emerson and that other dude with the
for
long
example,
hair.
like the Cub Masters were talking to the kids, like getting them stoked, talking to the den leaders and getting them like organized. I'm getting like camp outs, making sure fucking popcorn's ordered, making sure.
Yeah, you do all the behind the scenes planning, where the Cub Master just pitches it and like this is what we're doing.
Yep. So, yeah, like or recruiting, like if any parents have any questions, they can go to me, that type of thing. But yeah, no, I went to this thing, and like one of the first things they kicked it open with, it was a bunch of like 80-year-old men, like that are all like the committee like chairs of the whole district and stuff.
8-year-old men.
80-year-old men.
Oh,
Yeah, they're
80. I thought you said 8-year-old men. I was like, these guys probably act like so childish then.
Well, he put it up there. He's like, listen, I know like everyone's a little worried about AI these days, but I asked ChatGPT. You know what I asked him? I asked him, what is truly the Cub Scouts mission, right? And like it shit out. Like he shit out the paragraph. Like, he like copy paste of it, and it literally shit out because of what it does. The fucking like value statement from the website. It's like, look, even AI knows what Cub Scouts is about. And I was like, Jesus Christ. And everyone's like, and I was like, holy shit, dude, I'm in a simulation. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
So, it is funny just because of like, not like, I mean, obviously like those guys aren't involved in that type of stuff. So I'm not like.
Is that a voluntary thing that you're doing, or is that like, do you get paid to do that too? Is that like a job that you have?
It's all voluntary. The only reason I
Okay.
did it. One is because my mom fucking helped out a lot. So like, if she did it for me, I gotta do it for my kids. Too.
Oh yeah,
so, like,
for sure. Like I'm gonna probably end up doing that for Lena too. Like whenever she's ready.
Cub Scouts is so fun. Yeah, I even got Evie in as the earliest as the Lion Scout in kindergarten, and she had such a blast. I even took her along all the camp scout or all the campouts when she was in pre-K, not in Scouts yet. We called her a Dragon Scout. She was dragged around everywhere. She had a blast, dude. She had so much fun. Like I've never seen like we've done a ton of things like soccer and piano and violin and like volleyball, and like nothing's really stuck. This is the only thing they're like actually kind of stoked to go do it all the time, you know. So it's been cool.
Yeah, we haven't really started anything with Lena yet. Like we're kind of hesitant. However, we do want to get her in something, but I don't know if I told you she's got autism. So
right. Is it like bad or
she's not like heavily impacted, but she is impacted. You know, like she's high functioning. You know, she can talk, she can wipe her ass. You know,
yeah. Have you seen that actually affect her? Like, have you seen that like present itself? Or
oh yeah, yeah. Like she will freeze up, and she has sensory processing disorder. So like certain things, like she can go on sensory overload, and
I just get overwhelmed.
And then she'll just like have the blue screen of death.
Yeah.
And
how old is she now?
She'll be 5 in October. She's not even in kindergarten yet, but she goes to school. She's in school at where my wife works, Paloma Academy, which is an ABA, which is a type of therapy that is kind of like early intervention, where like she does regular school shit, but she's also has behavior techs and a behavior analyst on her case to kind of help guide her along and teach her how things are going to be when she goes to regular school.
It's good you're doing that type of stuff though, because that's what's going to set her up for success. Like the whatever like she's afflicted with, like it is what it is. And now the thing is like, how do we make everything as best as possible despite that? And like it's really heartwarming to hear you doing the right thing. Because like for example, dude, I love her to death. She's like Steph's best friend. But like Brandy, like her kid is like not doing okay, and there's something wrong with her, and she has not taken her to get checked out for like fucking anything.
What's wrong with it? Like explain.
Like she has some sort of like learning disorder. Like she's very, very, very behind for her age. You know, like that kind of thing. Like to a point where like I'm not sitting here trying to be a judgy parent and saying.
Oh yeah, I get it.
But like to a point where like she was visiting this summer, and Tegan is like Elena's age, and Elena like can drive my truck, and Tegan acts like Evie, my 6-year-old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it is a very stark difference, and like it bums me out because she's such a sweet girl, and like I know they're in a shitty living situation and they're poor as fuck, but it's like, dude, like she's very passive with doctors. Like, you know how like one thing I've learned like growing up is that doctors fucking suck just as much as everybody else.
Yes.
They're
like
only. You have to bully them. Like if you don't push them, they don't do shit for you. So like if you're just like if they just go like, yeah, you know, like we'll have to refer you, You have to talk to them, and you're just kind of all passive, and you're like, yeah, okay, I'll just go with that then. You'll never figure anything out, you know?
Yeah, I know. That's why me and Miranda and I, we both fucking pushed for well, thankfully Miranda's had enough experience with kids with autism, even before her job at the school.
Is she a teacher at the school, or
no? She's a behavior technician.
Oh,
so,
that's cool. Okay.
Yeah, so she works with the teachers, and she's assigned a couple kids at the beginning of the day and for the end of the day, and basically just helps them, pay attention or play with their peers or communicate with their peers the best they can,
Yeah, that must be like a very probably very tiring but rewarding job.
Yeah, well, I mean, and then my wife also, she up until this school year, she only worked with the kids who were very, very severely impacted.
Gotcha.
Like not the nonverbal, highly aggressive, dangerous kids.
Yeah. That would be tough, man. Because seriously, as my kids have grown up, what I've realized is I'm not really good with little kids. I can make them laugh. I can hold a baby. I can change a diaper. I can be I can do that. You know what I mean? But I've never felt closer to Elena than I have now when she's 10, and I can reason with her and have bullshit conversations like I'm having with you now. You know what I mean? It seems so much more natural. And some people are just naturally gifted with little children, and it's a sight to behold when you see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean I've never had a close bond with small kids other than Angelina, because I wasn't really a fan of them, I was just
no, I honestly, to me, it looks like a checklist until they're out of diapers, and then they start being super fun. Is really what I've realized is because everything just feels like a fucking chore until they're 6, especially traveling or something like that. And it sucks to say that because it's just I love going places with my kids. I will do the chore no matter what. You know what I'm saying? But it is a chore.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, and they test the patience to do it. It's don't get me wrong, fucking
two of them. God damn, they fight constantly, man.
Oh man,
so annoying.
We're about to I don't know where we're at as far as the shit goes, but there's a girl that Angelina's friends with that's at the school. She's 7 years old. I believe she's gonna be 7 or she's gonna be 8 a day before my birthday. Anyway, I don't know all of the details because since she's and I'll tell you why, but because of the school is considered a medical facility too. So they're held under HIPAA and stuff. So I can't know all the details with the situation that I'm about to explain with here in just a second. But Miranda and I, this little girl, she's kind of had a hard hand dealt to her. She got taken away from her mom. I don't know why.
Yeah.
She's currently staying with BCBA, which is the behavior analyst. That would be the next step up from what Miranda does. Anyway, she's staying with the BCBA from the school that isn't on that particular child's caseload because if the person was, that's unethical. Anyway, it was only supposed to be for a temporary thing and for whatever reason, Anna's mom isn't ready to have her back.
Yeah.
And so, they said that they couldn't do it anymore. And so it was that at first they asked Miranda and I if we'd be willing to take her in. And at first, yeah, at first, Miranda and I, well, I thought about it. It took like 3 weeks to think about it because I was like, damn, I was like, what the fuck do I do? And, you know, I have to think about all this extra stuff, you know, like it's another mouth to feed, it's another everything. So it's like, so selfishly, I was like, no, if she's going with Tara, let's just have her go with Tara for right now, you know. Selfishly, I said that.
Dude, I've made enough self-sacrifices for other people these days that like it's just like you only have so much to give until like you got nothing left, you know.
Right, and you know that, and that too. But like, and then now since Tara and her husband aren't able to do it anymore, they asked us again. Would we consider fostering this girl for an extended period of time that has no unknown, you know, ending. You know, there's no ETA for when her mom's going to be ready at the moment.
Yeah, when you don't define that, like you might as well call it forever, you know?
Yeah, so we thought about it, and what came to my mind when Miranda mentioned it to me, like they asked us if we would take on it again. At first I wanted to know, okay, so why can't Tara and Chris do it anymore? I want to know why they can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Because the reason why they can't do it anymore is going to be the reason why, like a reason of something that we're gonna have to take on if we take her in. So I wanted to know why.
Yeah.
It's very like minuscule reason why, but I get it. You know, they only signed up for temporary, and that's fine. So I was like, okay. I've learned throughout the years in AA that if you receive like some sort of sign, like twice or like 2 times in a row or something, is brought to your attention 2 times in a row, you should, you know, pay attention to that. You know, there's something there.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, they've asked us this twice. I said, I think we should do it. I think we should take her in, and I think that we're supposed to take her in because there's a reason why they asked us a second time.
Yeah, but isn't it like that? I hear what you're saying, but it's also like parents incapable of taking care of their kid, and like that's the hardest fucking thing, because it's just like you want to. It's the right thing to do.
It's not the parent that's asking us.
What? It's the facility.
It's social services.
Are you guys even signed up to be fosters?
Yeah, we are.
Oh,
we are. Okay, well, no, like we didn't sign up until just a couple weeks ago. Gotcha. And it was just for Anna. Like, so we have no intention on taking anybody else in. Like, we just want to give Anna a loving home that she might have never experienced before. So
yeah.
Anyway,
and that's admirable of you. I'm just saying, like, the prospect of asking someone to like. Hey,
I don't really even know how it went down.
Yeah.
But I was like,
that's all, dude. That's all. Like, I've seen, like, and that's the thing, dude. Is like, especially like in Afghanistan, I've seen so many kids be fucking under awful circumstances. You just want to help every single one of them, dude. It's just like, dude, I bring all you guys can all come fucking live with me. You know what I mean? Except like that's just not how the way the world works. It fucking sucks.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? Like, dude, it sucks so much. Also, real quick, on a lighter note, what should I time warp to? Because I tried going back to Wrath, and that seemed fun. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was just running around forever, and there was like a ton of shitty quests. Is there a more streamlined one to get me here to 60? I'm 41 now. I guess I could just go back to Dragonflight.
Yeah, you can go to Dragonflight and just continue that, or you could do Shadowlands. The thing is with everything like pre Mists of Pandaria, I think none of that shit had any like campaign quests that take you through. It's like a streamlined set of quests that you do to get through.
That was the most jarring thing. I walked back there and like I was like, oh, I'm just waiting for my fucking big gold arrow to like point me through this, and I was just like, no, I gotta pick up all these quests. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Wrath of the Lich King had a story, but like it didn't have any like direct fucking like a clear cut direction that you're supposed to go in. It worked as you completed quests for achievements would give you information on the next part of the story, like there'd be a cutscene or some shit, you know, like that's how you learn that Four Dragon fucking stormed the Citadel and shit, and Alexstrasza helped like there's a giant battle between the mortal races and the undead in front of the fucking Death Gate or whatever it's called. Anyway, Alexstrasza, which I'm sure you probably know who she is by now.
Yep. I've been trying to follow that a little bit.
Yeah, Alexstrasza comes down and basically makes it a no fight zone.
Oh, DMZ.
And yeah, and then like that, there's a whole cutscene for that, but you didn't get to see that cutscene until like you did a certain chain of quests in Dragonblight. And as you would complete these certain chains of quests, you get another cutscene, or you see like some in-game RP of like NPCs talking to each other and shit. And that's how you would determine the story. See, now there's
step into the light.
Those quests
beware the shadows.
Have the shield on them.
We must prepare for Belladar to shift.
Make it so those are MSQ. Those are campaign quests. No matter what, like those quests will always give you some sort of story, and they also it gatekeeps content. So like you can't do certain.
It gets you move into a next zone or some shit.
Yeah.
Here, real quick, hold that thought. Yeah, I caught your poop. I'll be right back. I got poop.
All right. Hey, read the text.
For the Empire.
So JR, what you doing? You gonna stay up a little bit since you got off for the rest of the weekend? Play some fucking Once Human?
Loads of forgotten knowledge are within our grasp.
Travel safe. Keep your eyes on the horizon. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Dagran! Bring in the ship you've been working on!
Oh shit, I got the shit.
I'm still fabricating the more intricate parts, but it'll fly soon enough.
Aye,
Holy shit, I
good
just
work,
got a
lad.
mount.
Leave the ship outside. Best ye be off on your other business.
Inquiring minds just got to know. The truth is out there.
What? That's a fucking sick ass mount.
Travel safe. Keep your eyes on the horizon. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Yo, you back yet?
Come, shop, browse. Smell.
Yo.
Yo, is she fixing the pipes or laying it? in that.
Dude, honestly, it's this little like broke down fucking like building that's overgrown like off the highway right
It's
next to our
actually
house.
pretty sick, dude. Like that area is where she took that picture is fucking sick. It's good.
Dude, there's a big shot where like a big ass sea stallion helicopters fucking flying overhead, which is pretty dope because they were doing some training. But yeah, she just did that recent one. She hadn't done a shoot in a while, and then but now she's trying to get back into it.
Hell yeah. Good for her, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, she's trying to get back into it, man. Like, I would definitely pitch it. What I said to her about you.
For show, for show.
So what did you got going on? You got to work tomorrow?
No. I gotta take the. Well, Steph's taking Evie to soccer early in the morning. I gotta take Elena to soccer around like noon. That's about it.
How early in the morning?
Evelyn, hers starts at 8. And it's like fucking 40 minutes away.
Holy shit.
Yeah, but the deal is, since she's like super pale and gets all butthurt about being in the sun, she can go to the early one, and I'll take the later one that's in the sun.
Hell yeah, for sure.
It's the privilege. It's the brown privilege, you know.
Oh yeah. Oh damn.
Oh, I have just
Motherfucker.
the thing, Wanderer.
Walked away while I was trying to fucking transmog my gear because I don't have the transmog mount.
Dude, my favorite mount that I have so far is my ensorcelled everworm or whatever the fuck. And just because it was ensorcelled, and I think that's a funny word.
What?
Like an ensorcelled everworm. It's just one of those blue magic worms.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I forget how you get that.
I don't remember how I got it either, but it was in my shit. What's up, 6 feet?
May your feet find good trails.
Here you
It's
go.
the
I got
witch
my
now.
I got my fucking. I'm gonna send you a picture of my paladin right now. I just transmogged his gear with gear that's from this expansion, except for the weapon. The weapon's Kalimdor's Revenge from vanilla. But yeah, the fucking designs for these items are just on fucking green items. Except for the shoulder pads. The shoulder pads I actually have equipped. They're epic from Reputation Vendor.
Okay.
And the helmet is from Cataclysm, I believe.
Yeah, the transmog shit's pretty cool, man. I really like it. Really is like all the stuff that like I would have 10 years ago would have called all this shit gay, but like it's really cool, honestly. You know?
Yeah, dude. I mean,
I just don't have time to fucking click through shit and like just the like the monotonous stuff that wasn't actually fun in the first place. It was just a product of its time, you know?
yep. I mean, don't get me wrong, dude. Like, I mean, there's love for classic WoW that I have, but
Yeah.
I had gotten it had gotten old on me after I played it for so long. you know, and then we were in season of discovery, and then like you stopped playing because you got busy, and then I started to get busy. I couldn't make raid time anymore. Steven stopped playing, so I was like, you know what? I was like, I made it all the way to phase 3, and I played through that entire phase. And when they made a announcement about they have no idea when phase 4 was going to release because of all of the problem, like they had fucked up phase 3 really bad.
Sorry, I'm a little drunk. Season of Discovery is what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Dude, that was seriously with Season of Discovery, like season 1. You told me about that. I hopped into that game, and that was magical, dude. That shit felt like I was back in fucking high school. Like it straight up did. That was something else. It was like a little snapshot of time of like all that low level classic WoW shit. That was so fun because I wasn't disciplined enough to like level up to get to the max, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, I tried season 2, and I was like, this is cool, but it's losing its luster, and I kind of fell off of it, and I came back for season 3 for about a week, and I was like, I don't know, it just ain't there. And I just, you know, I got busy too, and it was just, it takes a lot for like, I'm like so scatterbrained these days that like it takes a lot for like a game to grab hold of me. Like I'm more of I'll play like a game of Civ or a game of Stellaris, and then I kind of rotate off of things and bounce to something new, you know?
Yeah, so, I mean, and you're able to do that with retail. Like retail is like, you don't have to fucking, you know, where classic, you kind of have to create a schedule and follow the schedule.
WoW used to be like a very like kind of didn't really respect your time.
No.
And like I think like, and it's crazy because like I never really got into raiding in classic and stuff. Or like when we were kids and stuff like that. Like you were, and you were like always a little bit more ahead of me and stuff like that. And I was just fucking altaholic and stuff like that and stuff. So I never really got to that. Yeah. But I had a lot of fun with what it was. But then like fuck, there's a point I was getting at here. I'm gonna remember it. The son of a bitch. It'll come back to me. Anyways, the whole classic thing was oh no, I remember what I was talking about. Got it. Okay, so what did grab hold of me like hard and unhealthily, like again later in life was Destiny 1, dude. And like
Destiny 1 was great.
It was great, but like I had like an unhealthy relationship with that game, and it was like because of how much fear of missing out they packed into that game, and how that they still have packed into that game, to be real.
Oh, dude.
It makes you like feel like you just feel obligated like to do your dailies and your weeklies and to like get on for the special event and like completely inconvenienced. So I was sitting here like almost being late to work because like fuck, let me try to get this shit done before work. You know what I mean? Like.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, it was just crazy because that thing stunk its hooks in me, which means it was a good game. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It was just, man.
Well, like about Destiny now is you gotta like they're fucking paywalls out the fucking yin yang for fucking content that's like should be with the base game.
Yeah, dude, and I actually tried to hop back into it recently, and I was trying to get a couple friends into it because I was like, hey, honestly, all things aside, like all the mess that Destiny 2 is right now, it's a solid shooter. Like it's a really fun, like mechanically sound shooter, you know. So I was like, well, maybe it's something that me and a couple of the boys can play for like a couple weeks, and then we drop it or whatever. And we were like, and like they were looking at like what the activities we could do, and they kept seeing that they're blocked out on everything. Like, well, like what do I need to buy? You know, and it's just like
you gotta buy. You gotta buy everything like this. All right.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah.
If you buy the base game, you gotta
buy Shadowkeep and or whatever the newest one is, and it's like, oh well, if you want to play Gambit, you gotta have fucking Witch Queen and like all the, and it's just like, it's like it's really hostile. And then on top of that, they took like most of the story out of the entire game. So it's like if you actually were like a player in 2024 where you're like, you know what, I never came around on Destiny, I'm gonna try it out, you would be so fucking lost.
Yeah.
And like,
well, but not to mention, there's no fucking. They don't have. There's like, since the story's so fucking. You can't even follow it in chronological or like as far as the DLCs, because when you buy the base game, it doesn't even give you all of those DLCs. It should give, like right now, if you got the base game, if they threw,
it should give you everything except the most recent one, you know?
Yes, they should give you all the way up to, actually no, they should probably give you up to Witch Queen, and then you gotta buy Lightfall, and Lightfall should only be like $10, and then the new one should be however much it is. But no, all these DLCs, they cost like $20, $30 a fucking piece, and you end up spending like $150 to $180 on a fucking game that only needs to have one price tag on it.
Dude, and then not to mention, let's say you actually go like, okay, I understand the cost associated with getting into this game. I'm gonna spend the $180 it takes to get fucking all my shit, right?
I have
Battle Pass, that's all the shit.
Goods for Outlanders.
And then you go, but here's the thing, you go to the tower, like the tower in Destiny 2, and there are so many systems, dude. It is straight, and like half of them are just arbitrary re-roll RNG bullshit or something tied to a cosmetic store, and it's super clear. You have like fucking 400 quests from all these different people, and it tells you to like go places you have no idea how to go, and it doesn't. Dude, it's just a mess. Like hopping back into it, like when I was fluent with where shit was, it wouldn't have been an issue, you know. But like, they don't explain shit to you. They don't explain like the bounties, like those dailies or anything. Like nothing gets explained to you. It's just this. Here's all these systems. Try to fucking figure it out or watch a YouTube video. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Good luck.
Yeah, and that's why the game's like falling on its face, because.
Not to mention, it's got so many fucking gacha mechanics in it. Say like you buy the premium currency, right, to be able to pay for the battle pass, right?
Yeah.
They give you, like, say you spend $10, they give you, I don't know how much it is, $15 worth of fucking in-game currency. You buy the battle pass for 10, or for 1,000 of the currency. From what I understand, I believe that premium currency, the silver is what it's called, right? It's every 1 silver is 1 penny, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Like credit card points, like that.
So you spend 1,000 silver, get the battle pass, you're left with 500 silver. 500 silver can't buy anything, but if you spend another $4.99, you could use you could buy something else with that, but you still are gonna have 200 silver left over. Like you can't buy, like there's 2 things that you like need to buy with the battle pass. Like you need to buy this, the battle pass, and then you need to buy this. I think it's the dungeon pack or whatever, so you can do all the nightfalls on all the difficulties and all that dumb shit. Instead of giving you a flat rate that includes both of them, you spend a certain amount, and their purchase tiers are gated by so much. Like when you spend the money on the battle pass, you have just underneath what's needed for the dungeon pack. So you got to spend more money to get the 50 silver that you need to buy the dungeon pack.
Well, and you know what else sucks about that is like the fact that the battle pass is in the conversation here is because in the same vein as Helldivers 2, which is a good game.
I haven't even played it. I heard it was good.
I mean, it's good. Like I burnt out on it pretty quick. I burn out on games really quick these days. But like I played it for a week and had a lot of fun with it. Dropped it, but like they have a battle pass in the same way in like Destiny 2. Like that battle pass is not just cosmetics. It's like an exclusive weapon or an exotic or whatever it is. So like in a game that's a PvE, like you can't necessarily be like, oh, it's pay to win. You know what I mean? Because no one's really fucking getting one up on each other.
Yeah.
Because it's not really like no one's competing against each other. But it's also a looter shooters, and everyone doesn't want to miss out. So it's this weird predatory way of getting everyone to buy the shitty battle pass, so you can get the fucking exclusive weapons. But and like I wouldn't have a problem with that if the whole fucking thing was free. But the problem is I already paid $180 to play this stupid fucking game, and now you're trying to nickel and dime me for all the other pieces of it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
That shit sucks. What do you what's your thoughts on the Call of Duty coming out?
I don't play COD.
You don't fuck Call of Duty?
No, not ever since I got Cold War and World War II, or the most like modern versions of COD that I got.
Honestly, the Modern Warfare reboot was amazing.
I heard that was good, but like
that's when but then it started fucking just dropping off a cliff again after that. You know?
My whole thing is this. I just don't like how COD's like setup is anymore. Like I don't really, if I'm gonna play a first person shooter, I don't want to play an arcade shooter. I want
to be real. Like just on that, I'm in agreement with you there. But like even still, sometimes I have a little bit of a guilty pleasure for just hopping in a mindless domination match where I don't really care if I'm dying over and over again because that's not really the point. You know what I mean? It's just fucking meat grinder, like old school style. Sometimes I'm into that, but like that they like make Call of Duty multiplayer an afterthought now because it's all about Warzone, and I am so burnt out on battle royales. I don't think I could ever play another one, dude.
I have never liked battle royales, dude. I tried to get into Warzone. I was never a fan of Fortnite. I thought that shit was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I tried to get into the Warzone. I played PUBG.
That was right. I got burnt out in PUBG, and then Apex came out, and I was like, all right, well, I mean, I guess. So I tried Apex, and I played Apex for a little bit, and I bounced off that even quicker. And by the time Warzone was out, like, I played it, but only because virtually everybody else wanted to play it. You know what I mean? Like, it was the only reason I played that. And I was just like, this is not fun, dude. It's just like it's like everyone's a fucking bullet sponge, but like you wouldn't not want to be a bullet sponge either because if you die, you have to fucking reload into a map and it's inconvenient. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, this game mode sucks.
Yes, I'll bring over a cup for her. And I didn't.
Like,
what do you mean? I can.
A Chinese hacker infected
get subscriptions
game,
now.
Like in its early janky days. That stuff was so fun, man. That was a lot of fun.
COD was at its prime. World at War, Call of Duty 4. No, Call of Duty 4. I mean, Modern Warfare 2, I didn't get a chance to play as much as that, but Call of Duty 4,
it took 4
Modern Warfare.
Because I played the fuck out of 4, dude. I think we all did.
Yeah, we used to fucking play that shit for hours at your house, and like we bring bring my PlayStation over to your house. We fucking just play on your internet for fucking hours.
Yeah, dude, those were the days, dude. That was fun.
We'd smoking out a little Scotty, fucking pissing your mom off. Even though she wasn't ever really like that pissed off, she just acted like she was.
Yeah, she did.
But yeah.
Yeah, no, those were good times, dude. You never know like those good times when you're in it until you're like past them, you know?
Yeah.
Because if you would have like talked to me at that point, I would have been all mad about my dad, and you know, yada yada, and et cetera, et cetera. And looking back on it now, I'm like, man, that shit about my parents like hurts me way worse today than it like because I have kids, you know what I mean, than it ever did then. And you know what I mean? Like honestly, like thinking back about it as like my childhood. Later childhood, my early childhood was good. I'm not gonna rob my parents of that. Like they really did. Before everything went off a cliff, they really had their shit together and like did what they could for me, you know. But after that, though, you know, things have changed a little bit. But yeah, I actually I forgot to tell you, I had Emerson. He came through and visited because he was traveling up to see his brother in Maryland, but he stopped in and
Hell
stayed
yeah.
the night. Him and Ryan a couple weeks ago.
Sick, dude. That's yeah.
Return
I saw
and peruse my inventory.
I saw
again.
Ryan like a while back.
Are you guys cool with each other?
Yeah. Yeah, him and I aren't we never were not cool with each other.
I didn't know. Yeah, I honestly didn't know.
Yeah, I can't remember where I fucking seen him at. I think I seen him at Cumberland Farms or Circle K or something.
Word.
And
Dude,
I just
what's
said
up?
hello.
Nick's
And
such a little family man now. It's so funny. Like to just see him being a little family man. It's awesome. It's awesome, honestly. But
who, Ryan?
no, Nick.
Oh yeah, dude. He's engaged to that girl. She's got a kid and shit. That's right.
Yeah. Every time I talk to him, he seems like he's like super happy though, which is cool. You know, like.
Oh yeah, no, dude. He's definitely like I'm happy for him too. The he doesn't have time to fuck off really because he's just doing the family man thing, and I get it. I do the family man thing too, but I invited him out to a couple of our shows when I was still in the band, and he would try. He
seems like someone who would never show up to anything, but like
Yeah,
I'm also kind of that person sometimes.
No,
so
he didn't show up, but he at least said, hey man, I'm sorry I didn't make it out. Just I've been busy with whatever. And I was like, it's all good, man. Nick's always been. There's a period of time where he was like a super flake, but when it came down to brass tacks, Nick's always showed up for me. I can at least say that.
Yeah, same for me, dude. Honestly, I've been a pretty shitty friend to him, like a lot, and he's still been like always been nice to me. You know what I mean?
My directive is to serve you.
Yeah.
Dude, do you know Trey's a cop now?
Return and peruse my inventory.
He's a cop.
Trey's a cop.
He's a Navy cop. He's not a real cop, but yeah, he was an electrician, and he was like, I don't know what to do. I'm retarded. I'm gonna stay in the Navy. And I'm like, all right, man. And he changed his job to be fucking MA, a Master at Arms. I'm like, why didn't you just stay being an electrician, dude? You could have done one more, got out, and fucking made a ton of money being an electrician. You know what I'm saying? Like, now what are you doing?
Mom, do I really have the subscription button?
He had told that to me. So I hope he figures it out.
Yeah, I mean. Oh, dude. Have you heard anything about our good old crazy friend from down the street?
Which one?
Kevin Pepper.
Dude, no, I was actually asking Trey about this because I can't remember if I sent it to you. I usually just like fucking copy paste any Kevin Pepper stuff related I get, which is almost always from Trey. But he had found a police report from about 2 years ago where he got arrested for like stalking some girls and saying like some crazy religious shit and had like fucking rope and plastic wrap in his car, like all that type of shit. So, and I don't know what happened after that, but that's like the most recent thing I've seen on him.
I don't know nothing about that. I know that his mom, Karen, goes to Jazzercise, which my wife's mom is like the president of Jazzercise, and she runs the center down here off of O'Galley, so she knows Karen.
Trey was telling me that she's loaded.
What, Karen? Loaded like fucked up or loaded with money?
Money.
I mean, she always gave Kevin money for drugs. And he would come.
I mean, I really knew nothing about him after high school, so.
I mean, I feel bad for doing this, but like at the period of time in my life, like I was very greedy, and I ended up, getting popped for this shit when it was time. But he was coming around to my little loft apartment all the time. I remember he had fucking lost his car. I don't know where. And he was riding a bike for a while. But anyways, he still had his car when this incident happened. He wanted to buy cocaine from me. So I went and copped it. I fucking whacked it. And kept most of the shit for myself. But I've put fucking like... He like bought a 1/4 ounce. And I think I might have given him an 1/8 with an 1/8 of baking soda.
You fucking slide dog, you.
And he was fine. And at me, I'm just fucking getting skeeted on that 8-ball that I just ganked out of his bag. And I give him the bag. And he's hanging out for a while. You know, he's like, hey, do some of mine. And I was like, okay, yeah, I will. I'd take a bump of his just to, you know. And I give him a bump of mine. And
does baking soda fuck your nose up?
It clogs it up. Like, not
Yeah,
it doesn't clog it up super bad, but like that's, you know, it'll clog.
Like if you're not retarded, you can tell.
Yeah. Like, no, if you're not retarded, like, I mean, most of, like, all cocaine is whacked with baking soda. It's like guaranteed if you're buying it off the street. Now, if you got it off the fucking boat, that shit won't clog your nose up, and it probably tastes like gasoline. Anyway, so, you know, most of the shit that I got was already whacked with baking soda and vitamin B3, B12 and shit, like powder. So like that was normal, like with the shit that I used to get. And the shit I got was pretty decent, but it was yeah, it was whacked. So I threw the baking soda on there, and I mean, it probably clogged Kevin up. Anyway, he gets in his car and drives to his... Who was that girl that he went out with that he was like madly in love with?
I don't even think I knew him while he was interested in girls, to be real with you.
Well, he had this girlfriend that he was like, he dated for a long time, they broke up, and then like that's when I think he started going crazy, was when him and her broke up. And I think she dumped him because he was slowly losing his mind. Like, it wasn't drugs or anything that made him lose his mind. He like just like lost, it was literally like a chemical imbalance in his fucking brain. Huh?
As he was born with some screws loose for sure.
I don't even know if that, like, because he wasn't he wasn't really crazy when we were growing up either. Like, it was, he would say off the wall shit, but nothing like some of the shit that I heard him talk about as an adult. Like, he actually believes like he's like the Messiah.
Yeah, dude, that shit's fucking crazy. Like
anyway, so he goes. He takes this fucking bag of blow to his ex-girlfriend's house. He knows they're out of town because he's stalking her. Her and her old man are out of town. He's thinking that, oh, I'm just, you know, she doesn't know I'm coming in, but I'm just gonna break in there and feed her cat and, you know, stuff while her and her boyfriend are out of town. You know, that's just something that a good friend would do, and that's all I really want to be, is a good friend to her. That was his justification. His ex and her boyfriend, I don't know how long he was at their house, but he was there for a while because they came home and found him there. Like, he was there in their house with the fucking bag of blow dumped out all over the fucking counter. Like, and he was like,